forgiveness of the enemy. Notice that he commits his spirit to God at the moment of death, just as Jesus did. Those who bear witness of Jesus, who truly understand, who truly have wisdom, will not necessarily be spared persecution. In fact, they may follow their Lord all the way to the point of death. Revelation 12 is sometimes been called the book of Revelation in miniature, because you have, in a sense, the whole story there. And verse 11 really shows the faith that we need to have if we are going to overcome and be on the right side. I'd like to read this passage. It's referring to the dragon, Satan, the devil, and it says that God's people triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death. Well, I think that is a great summary of Stephen, who was the first martyr of the Christian church. You may know that the word martyr comes from the word for witness. In the Greek language in which the New Testament is written, martyrs is witness. But in time, those who witnessed even unto death, well, let's just say a technical term was created. They use the same word for witness, but now it has a different sense, being willing to witness even if we die. And that's the normal sense of the word martyr today. Many would follow in Stephen's wake, especially by the time that Christianity became illegal in the 2nd century up to the early 4th century. Thousands, tens of thousands, maybe another magnitude, maybe hundreds of thousands of Christians, we don't know, but many paid that penalty. Now, Stephen bore witness to Christ. Perhaps it was the year 32 AD or so. He bore witness to Christ in dying, yet by faith he continues to speak today. I think we need to walk in the footsteps of Stephen just as he walked in the footsteps of the Lord. And so I have a few challenges for us. One is that, like Stephen, we too should be able to tell the old story without notes. How's your knowledge of the Bible story? Do you have the big picture? Like Stephen, we need to have the big picture not just of biblical history, but of God's desire to see all peoples reached. We need to care, in other words, we need to care more about the state of our world and the spread of the gospel than we do about things that are frivolous or just temporary. There are many things that are not inherently wrong. We could think of sports, for example. We could think of many stories that run in the newspapers. Just as generations come and generations go, so much of the news is not eternally newsworthy. What was news in our grandparents' day is forgotten now, or certainly will be in another generation. God's heart is for the nations. God wants all people to be saved. 1 Timothy 2:4. And so that'll happen better when we take a stand, when we too are able to tell the old story, like Stephen, not just talking, but with a passion, seeing the big picture of our lost world, and prepared to take our stand, to keep our eyes also on the Lord of glory,